Moro Hesa.
Moi.
Penkki natisee, nankki petisee. Observe.
Vähän on hyvin.
Äpä huua.
Anteeksi.
Mene senhän taakse seisoo.
Jap appears to be snowed under.
Parta ajamatta. Löysin jossain näistä. Juo kahvia.
Teetä.
No, teetä.
Vaikka niin hän on britti.
Jap appears to already be overloaded with work.
Saaks tolleen tehdä
My news is not going to improve matters.
Sori. Et jos on kiire töissä, niin sit saattaa telefonia.
Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
Tähän uutta peliä.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
Tai se... Mikä kaupungin osa, missä edellinen murha oli? Koska se oli missä alkava.
Se oli joku Andorra. Ei ollut Andorra, mutta joku Anderviken.
Ja mietin sitä, että jos nyt ollaan Bexhamissa, niin... Killer attacks old ladies in who run the stop. En usko, että se on
En
se.
mäkään. Oho.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received the letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Onkohan tää se...
Bien, we should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Niin onkohan tää siitä?
On hyvin mahdollista.
Jolloin jos mä tietäisin sen tarinan muutakin, että kun se on juna-aikataulun murha, niin sit mun voisin sanoa suoraan, että toi on murhaaja.
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Jap, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Siellä he sai vetää liikaa kaljaa.
Kai toi ihan kaupungin osaava.
On tuolla...
No niin, tää perustuu siihen aikataulukirjaan.
No niin.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
No, siellä on ollut tipaton tammikuu ja vähän helmikuutakin. Ei se mitään. On vähän hyvä juttu.
Näin kun mä katsoin, se oli tossa. Tuolla sellaisen käpätteli. Täällä ei mitään muuta. Rapu vetää pikkusta vauhtia tossa.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Are you certain? For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Has the press been informed?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing?
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine?
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
18-vuotiaiden päähän. No niin, nuoria ja kokemattomia ja hölmöjä, että ne vielä tekee.
Saa rapu mennä uudestaan. Mä ajattelin, että he saa ihan niinku tuoret tuote. What do we have in here?
ABC quiet.
Sillä on avain kaulassa.
This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock.
Maantiedon tunti oli vähän huono. No niin.
Tää selittää joitain asioita.
These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth. A braided silk belt. It may have belonged to the victim.
Kirja taas. Ei, taas rompukka. Tää B:n alkaa.
No, siellä on se Bexel.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexel train times.
Just olin kattonut tarkemmin noita.
The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange. Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath. Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't manage to hit her assailant. This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock.
Joo,
ehkä se ei oo se yöjuttu.
Come on, pakko se pyörä juttu, mä jotain
She was a great beauty. Strange that chap didn't notice it. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Joo, Hesa pitää muksuista huolta. Tai en mä tiedä, onko ne 18-vuotiaat muksuja, mutta ehkä ne melkein.
None of her belongings. She did not struggle. Ai se belt, niin se on toi.
Ootko lukenut tätä kysymystä?
Joo, se mikä puuttu siitä, niin oli se silk belt. Morjos. Likuinen Bexel page. Ei kun se on toi. Sitten se toi.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Brain cells to work. Ei hatusta hei. No. Same murderer.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Our killer is far too meticulous for that.
Jos kaikilla on ollut hanskat, niin miksi sillä murhaajalla ei ole?
Se on köyhä.
Joo, rapu kulkee vähän epämääräisesti.
Ehkä se on hädissä, kun se rannalla on
hirveetä vauhtia tätä. What's our next task? Identify the victim.
En tiedä, onko sun mitään. No.
On joku... Ei, me pitää mörkettiin se avain käyttää siinä.
This hut is locked.
Onpa mulla fiksu mies. Pitääkö sun hakea se avain sieltä?
The key does not fit the lock. The key does not fit the lock.
Ajattelen jos...
Älä huutaa koko ajan.
Kusi.
Hirveä karjuminen koko ajan.
Ajattelen jos nykyisinkin olisi rannalla ton kokoiset lukitut huoneet, missä voi vaihtaa niinku pukkarit ja... Missä voi vaihtaa toi...
A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then insert a key.
No.
Firstly, I have to enter the padlock's code.
No mistä me sellainen koodi keksitään sinne? Miksi siinä on niinku molemmat?
Se taas hankala.
Jos mennään avain siihen. Ja se on 6, eikä 9.
No sori. Kuinka käy 9 oveen?
Ei se... Wait a sec. Täällä on 9 ja 9.
Ai, mutta
Toi on 6 oikeasti.
Niin nyt pitää löytää koodi jostain. Yksi taas tutkii mitään muuta kuin...
The number is upside down.
Aha.
This is definitely at number 6.
Mikä tämä nyt jippo on?
No niin.
715.
A dual locking padlock.
Täällä jossain. Sitten vai?
Yes, I know. Juu. Miksi jos pitäisi olla molemmat? No toi makes no sense. Makes no sense. Purse.
It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings. The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motive for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top-brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me.
Your photo of victim. Onko nämä kopit semmosia, mitä voi kuka vaan käyttää vai?
No ehkä ei, jos siellä on tommosia kuvia.
Ei, mitenkään tuosta. Ei sitäkään ollut mitään.
Betty's first day at work.
Eikä ollut.
So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Kyllä niin se on vuosi ensin totta.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called?
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
Työkaverit voi mennä ahdistelemaan.
Joo. Valokuva. Kyllä piirrettyä puolta kyllä minusta, mutta... Well-suited couple.
Ja edellisetkin oli well-suited couple siinä valokuvassa.
Eli... Go to Ginger Cat. Tiedäpä sä menet siihen Ginger Cattiin. I will go to the...
Bathroom.
No.
Se on mullekin. Puhdistan mattoa.
Tämä pikkupullo.
Milläs mä juon sen? Totta.
Useampikin avain.
Mutta toi oli niin söpö pullo.
Klikkasin vahingossa koko chatin piiloon, mutta eipä siellä nyt isommin asioita.
Kippis. Party like it's 1475. Pitääkö pistää sen?
Sä et kuljettanut meitä sinne pupille. Siirryt vaan, tai siis...
Ei.
Jäit tänne vaan siirtelemään mattoa.
Mä ajattelin, että me siirrytään sinne mattoon.
Ei se ole lentävä matto kuitenkaan.
Pääsydään kyllä.
Ja nyt köppis. Kops.
Tää on hyvä. Haluatko maistaa käskeaikaista uutta?
Liveen mökellys koko ajan. On pakko olla tuolla päin se baari, koska mihinkään muuhun suuntaan ei pääse. Restaurant.
Mä ei ollut pitkään.
Näin, se oli rantabaari.
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Täällä on katettu 2 pöytää, 1 pöytä on tyhjä.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place and, above all, no creases.
Punaiset pöytäliinat. Syntinen paikka.
Me ei mennä. Peili.
2 peilaa itseään.
Sä et ole yhtään sen pelin kohdalla, että Mr. Wayne.
What a pity. I don't have any change to make it work.
Pelkästään paperirahaa. Toinen tapa sanoa, että olen helekutin rikas. Sä et tätä pöytää tutkinut.
Se on tullut sen... Siis tää on tutkinut tätä pöytää, en tutkinut.
Tutkit sä? Niin.
On tutkinut.
Se oli vaan se, että ei oo.
Kyllä.
Varmaan että tyypillä.
Kun siinä on tehty kesken vielä tutkit työpaikkaa.
No mutta kyllähän ne kuuluu, niitä työkaverit kuuluu työpaikkaan. Ei teillä.
Inspect Betty's workplace.
Kyllä mä sanoisin, että se kuuluu siihen, että...
Mutta jos toi on Betty, niin eihän se nyt silloin...
Betty makaa rannalla.
Niinkö se oli? No? Täti anna jutella vielä, siellä on kassakoneen kanssa ongelmia.
Juttele se äijän kanssa sitten.
Ja sekä ei halua joo juttu tulla.
Ehkä ei voi tarkastella.
Ei voi.
Miksi siinä on sit semmonen piste, että...
Se on... En tiedä, mutta se ei oo tarkastelupiste. Nyt se... Ihan väärinpäin taas.
Ajatus riittää, että sillä on peili.
You're so silly.
Hei, viet toi kuva joista jollekin.
On taas silly.
Sille miehelle.
Eikö sille mies halua sen?
Joo, mies on siinä kuvassa.
Tuo mies on siinä kuvassa.
Oot sä ihan varma, että jos sä et klikkaa sitä silloin kun se on sellaisena, niin... Näin sitten.
Tää on jossain...
Joku salaovi.
Inspect Betty's workplace, niin sitä ei pääse pitämään eteenpäin ennen kuin peili on käyty läpi. Nyt on käyty läpi.
This is a well-laid table.
Nyt en tiedä. Se on ulkopuolella se.
It is now the right time.
Okei. Meillä.
Luulen, että salaisuus on myös ihmisissä.
Toi on se poliisikaveri ja toi on se täti, niin...
Oletko kaikki pöydän aluset käynyt?
Nyt vaan tuo kamera kuuluu.
Kaikki. No niin, mitä voi tarkastella?
Kiva kun tuot tän viereen se.
Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman must be the owner of the ginger cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
Well, it's you.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
He doesn't know very much about her employees' private lives. Sinä tiedät sen tässä kohtaa. Kai sillä katsottiin se tilikirjoja. Miksi kirjat se...
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own. These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty?
Noissa on sama
Niin on.
fontti.
Mä sanoisin, että tuossa on kaksi tarjoilijaa.
On tuo kolmoskin.
Ettekö ne kaksi olisi samoja? Tää ja toi.
How do
Ei toi kakkonen ole.
I should consult the register first.
Kirja. Mutta on aika selvää, että mikä on
toi
vettyn
viiva.
Viivakäsiala.
So.
No se.
I should consult the register first.
Ehkä sun pitää sieltä niinku näyttää sitä, että tämä on vettyn käsiala.
Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service?
No lopussa. Koska toi lähti 5 ja toi lähti vasta 7:30.
Mut täällä ei ole pettyn kirjaimia enää.
Aina kun se on tänään. Oi. Vaikka klikkaisin sitä 5 pm.
No, this person is not the last one to have worked with Betty. Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Who did she serve?
Eli 5–7. Kuka on tilannut jotain 5–7?
Eikä se...
Joo, kelloaja. Hello, hour.
5.
This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
Niin. Mikä noista billeistä on välillä 5–7:30 pm?
Toi voi olla 5.
Voi. Mutta se voi olla myös 5 am. Ei se ole. Mutta...
Most probably a single man. A whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? No, something's not...
No.
Mitä se sanoo? Something's not right.
Mm-hmm. Ja toi on kanssa se on 2.
Ja mutta 2 ei ollut 1.
This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
Eli 5,5–7 väliltä.
Tuo on vielä viimeinen. Se on 6.
Most probably a family. No, something's not right. Betty was alone at just one of these 2 times.
Mut nää 4 se kuitenkin... Paitsi että onko tää nyt joku, mikä on kirjoittanut sen samaan aikaan? 5.
This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
Okei. Ota prosentit.
Se on jompikumpi noista.
Most probably a single man. A whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? No, something's not right. Betty was alone at just one of these 2 times. Maybe I should consult the register again. I must be missing something.
Niin sun pitää valita toi ja toi.
Most probably a family.
Ja sit ylös.
This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
Niin kato, tää jää tavallaan valituksi.
Most probably a single man. A whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer?
Kun on natisia nää penkit ihan.
Betty served a family and a man on his own. A whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
Nothing.
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
Okei, se ei ollut kiinnostunut sitä ihmisestä, vaan...
What can you tell us about Miss Barnard?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Miss Barnard was my employee. Her private life was none of my business.
You did know at least that she had a young man.
Indeed.
Indeed. Suspicious.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Do you think there may have been some problems between them?
I'm not on those sort of terms with my staff. Now, please excuse me, I have work to do.
Annoyed.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home.
Nuoren naisen yksi asunto. Let's go. Luteet.
Niin. Oliko siinä koko pussi?
Jawohl.
Gut.
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo?
Kupola.
This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Mä voisin sanoa, että sen olisi voinut arvata tuosta, kun tuossa on kyltti, jos lukee Gingercat Restaurant. Mut meistä me katsotaan, eri ihmiset katsoo eri
Elää kävele tiellä, kun siinä on jalkakäyttö. No hyvä. Tämä ei ennen se osoite, koska täällä se on setän vieressä.
Kyllä oli lyhyt työmatka.
Autokäynnissä tuossa ei tarvitse olla tähän aikaan. Työ- ja kuolinmatka.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do.
Ja silloin kato eri etu- ja sukunimi alkaa eri kirjaimella. Niin
My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair,
Stockings.
The very day it
Uudet
happened.
stockingsit.
She was crying.
Kopissa.
And to think that Betty never even wore them.
Joo, ja
Oh,
sillä
mami.
edellisellä oli kans silky leg stockingsit siellä kaupassa. Se on sukkamyyjä se.
Question Megan Barnard. Piano vai pieno?
Sitä voit miettiä kumpi
The
se on.
Barnard appeared to make music a priority in their budget.
Scratch. Violin.
They're all Miss Modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. This gramophone is magnificent. It is a one-off, without a doubt. It would not be polite to visit the house without being invited to do so.
No, ei sit ole niin väliä.
Family photos and fires. What is she feeling at the moment?
Art stare.
Lähempänä sitä toista.
Mr. Poirot, I don't like being stared at. If you have something to say, would you please say it to me?
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry.
Aika varma, että me en nähty vielä sitä murhaajaa kyllä.
Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Do you know where we might find him?
He works at the estate agent's Court and Brunskill.
The phone?
Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
No.
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see.
Attractive.
She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Minkä se on ensimmäinen, joku toisen kerroksen eka huone? No, mentiin suoraan sen.
Ja penni.
Mikrofoni tossa.
It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. A box of new stockings.
Samaa merkkiä. Näyttäisi, että se olisi.
It looks like Betty has a very busy life.
Joku cinema ticket. Dinner party. Wedding.
Betty liked luxury and going out. And being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. A box of new stockings. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date?
Taas.
Sit saa ekopisteet.
What do we need for the eco points?
600 maksimi, että...
Mut mihin me tarvitaan niitä?
En mä tiedä.
This small key should be useful to me. I've finished with this subject.
Ei sit oo.
On se joku toinen. Mä luulen, että se voi olla se yskallinen.
Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Niin haluaisitko maistaa?
Tai joku lääkärin pullo. What's it like it's 1475? Aika tunkkainen maku kyllä. Not my favorite.
Something on this clock bothers me.
Okei, putsle.
Kyllä.
Tuolla on luukku, mikä aukeaa. Tuolla on nappula. Ei, kun se on tuo.
Se on. On olla. Tuolla kato.
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't...
Se aukeaa sieltä ylhäältä. Se ei vielä aukea. Aukeeko se luukku sieltä?
What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands.
Mä luulen, että se niitä...
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Se pitää ehkä ne poistaa ne wooden panelsit jostain. Mä luulen, että tulee lähteä jostain muualta.
This wooden panel is blocked.
Onko siellä alhaalla jotain? On.
Joo. Se zoomaskin. Zoomaskin kovin lähelle jalkoja.
This wooden panel is blocked.
Mites pohja?
Pääset pohjaa katsomaan. Sanoisin, että sä nyt kyllä noista...
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Sanoisin, että se on kyllä kiinni nyt noista... kun tuo on hyvä, kun samat on vain jalat tuonne.
Klikkaa sitä ja alkaa jotenkin.
No, siis sanotaan tämä.
Could the screw be slightly loose?
Lähtikö sieltä ylhäältä joku niistä blokeista?
Tosta lähti pala pois.
Niin lähti.
Toi ei pyöri.
Aukeeko se nyt se toi puoli?
This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it.
Sieltä alhaalta.
This wooden panel is blocked.
Jos siitä kerran lähti se pala pois, niin sitten... Niin sä käänsit jo.
Se ei enää liiku, joo. Vastaan muut jalat oli kyllä...
This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened.
Joku noista dekoraatioista, että mitkä ei ole kiinni.
Se voi muuta olla.
Good. It should be possible to open the... Look! A key. This could be useful.
Saat sä sillä avaimella sen?
This metal disc is stuck.
No mitäs se toinen avain?
This metal disc is stuck.
Mut selkeästi tota pitää jollain pyörittää sit.
Mikäs täällä on kuvio? Pom 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 pom. Pom pom pom.
Tuolla edelleen noin on edessä noin. Wooden blokit.
Niissä on 3 asentoakin vielä.
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Wooden panels pitää saada liikkumaan.
The central cog is blocked.
Tuolla käännetään joo. Ylhäällä 2 alhaalla, 1 ylhäällä 2 alhaalla. Tuossa 3, tuossa 1, tuossa 2, tuossa 2.
Vois olla.
Minä muistin mitä sanoin, nää oli 2.
Joo.
The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels.
Tonne 2.
Joo. Ylhäällä 1. No niin.
The central cog is blocked.
Se pitää jotenkin saada toi toinen puoli auki. Ehkä.
Ei ton avoin voi pistää muuallekin. Nyt se pitäisi avata sitten.
Ah! Something clicked on the front of the clock.
Se on se kello. On monimutkainen kello.
This could be useful.
Well, it should.
Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
Kuka on Adrian? Tässä on joku kuva. Onks meidän nälkä, kun me syödään tämmösiä?
Ja sulla aina.
Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in... My dearest Betty. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. A record sleeve with a handwritten title.
Alhaallahan oli semmonen. Fonograafi.
Ottaako se oikein sen kyytiin siitä? No mennä kattoo se.
Wasn't that easy? No sinne saa vain.
Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
Mistä toi avain löytyy? Noniin. Siitä sitten tulkitsemaan.
Toi on... Noin toi menee. Toi on ihan... Välidia staffia. Toi on niinku taukojen pituudet ja minkä näköisiä eri tauot.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Tällä puolella jotain.
Pitäisikö nostaa toi... Kampi.
Täällä on joku...
Täällä on sun...
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Sun
4 plus 4 plus 4 on 1.
Jaa.
Toi onkin paha, koska noit on... plus... Vielä. Ei toi, vaan se seuraava. Ei kun toi se asutaan. 1 plus 1 on 2 on, ja sit tonne semmonen hattu. Kun tossa toisessa on hattu väärinpäin nyt.
Tuo ei voi pyörittää.
Okei. No sitten, missä on hattu, niin pistät semmosen, missä on yksi semmonen. Kun tossa on 5 palluraa, niin semmonen, missä on 1. Ja niihin kahteen muuhun pistät semmosen, missä on 2.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
En tuota olisi kyllä osannut laskea.
Oi, nyt sä osannut sit hetken päästä, mutta...
That doesn't work.
Se jossain kohtaa osannut. Tuolla on tommonen semmonen.
00A.
Mä en tiedä mikä toi on.
Tässä lapussa ollut mitään.
Ois muista hassu, jos se olisi samassa lapussa.
Ois. That is true.
Onko siellä alla jotain? Ei. Takana. Ei. Tääkin puoli on... Onko tuolla puolella mitään Avautuuko se nyt?
I heard the sound of a...
Joku paikka aukesi, mutta se oli varmaan toi luukku, mikä sieltä aukesi.
Se voi olla.
Sitten 8 T.
No niin.
Of course.
Of course. No sen pyörittäisin toiseen suuntaan.
Ai.
I just have to put the record...
Raha on juttu.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Tossa on ihan säkättä. Tuolla on tommonen pikkuinen kolo aukesi.
Virrana. Yes, we know.
Se levy pitää pistää ensin. Lähet sä kauan. Jaha. vaan systeemi.
Mutta ei sano.
It looks like something goes in here.
Ei sinne.
Ehkä sun pitää pyrittää kampeen. Ei ehkä ole lähde tästä asemasta. Se pitää mennä sinne niinku levylle erikseen.
Miksi sä sukellat sinne alas? Sehän kersi kaukaa sen.
Kyllä.
Kampi ei enää.
Eikö sun painaa tätä nappulaa?
Joo, yritän painaa sen nappulaa, mutta kun se ei päästä sen...
Se ei...
päästä painamaan sitä.
Ehkä tässä... Kokeile siinä edellisessä tilassa.
Mä yritän nyt... Tää menee sukeltaa tänne alas. Kovee saa kiinni.
Eikä siinä pääse siihen. Mennään siihen pikkuikkunaan.
Mihin pikkuikkunaan?
Se missä oli se...
Kampeen pääsee, mutta...
Se mistä se pistettiin päälle. Tästä pitää nostaa.
Nyt tarvitaisikö joku pointerit, mistä kohtaa pitää klikata?
Kyllä.
Toi aktivoituu toi... Toi nappula tosta, mutta se ei niinku... Kyllä jos kuuluu musiikit kuuntelematta, se olisi näin.
Jäis. Ootko sitä jotenkin vedettyä tai painettua sitä nappulaa?
Ei tee kyllä mitään, mikään.
Sisään.
Ei edelleenkään tämä nappula ei toimi. Fiksatte teiltä jo 4 kertaa aikaa.
Joo, kun sä kliksuttelet vaan, mutta mitä jos sun pitää siirtää tavallaan sitä?
Ei se aktivoidu, tähän ei tule kuvake muuta.
Mitä jos sun pitää siirtää neulaa tai jotain, vaikka siellä ylemmässä kuvassa?
Eikö tee yhtään mitään. Tässä voi kanssa kääntää kamerakulmaa. Tämä on aina tänne alas. Tää ehkä tämmönen tökkäsi, ettei niinku... Aha, se piti painaa uudestaan alas.
No se oli sen levyn. Ja nyt kampe. Good say.
Sano vaan.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
No olipas nyt.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
Megan.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Eikä mitään kolmiodraamaa. Just made no wedding ring.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
I am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser, or you for that matter. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Protect him? I hope you're not suggesting...
That you are Fraser's accomplice? There is nothing to suggest that, at least not yet. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
So you were afraid that he would become our main suspect. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Exactly. Had you not told me about the case, I would never have dared to tell you about this little matter. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Who had Betty planned to do with her? Ah. Nope. Under her man. No. No eikö? Got great deal. No mitä? Miten se kaulan merkit oli se?
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Huh? What is Megan partner's behavior hiding? Behavior.
Niin mitä se piilottelee?
Mitä kuuluu siihen?
Mä luulen, että se on toi ja sit se, että se tuijotti sitä kuvaa.
No.
Oliko se, että se tuijotti sitä kuvaa?
Ei ollut. Meillä on soft spot for Donald. Eco-pointsia. En tiedä, mihin eco-pointsia käytetään, mutta... Question Donald Fraser.
Hastings always pays more attention when young women are being questioned.
Where do we find this Donald Fraser?
No tää tyyppi kertoo sulle, missä se on. Hastings kertoo sulle, missä se Fraser on.
No missä se oli?
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap.
Hey.
Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Olisiko nyt sit tossa se
Kahvila.
kahvila? Vai se piti mennä sen kämpille?
Kun mä sanoin sulle, että se on kahvilassa.
No eikö se ruvesit perseilemään, niin mulla oli keskittämiskyky siihen. Mulla on leikkaamaan ton pörinän pois sieltä.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Sä et kysy sitä mitään. Kuka sanoo Donald Fraser?
Tääks on Graysellia ensin?
I don't want this young man here. Be quick and do what you must.
No sepä sun oli.
Ehkä sun pitää tehdä Graysellia ensin.
This man looks suspicious. Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone. Tell me that it's a mistake, that Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
Did you visit Betty yesterday afternoon?
No, I haven't seen Betty for 2 days. I was at the office yesterday afternoon.
Can you prove that?
Of course. But why this question? Betty died yesterday evening, didn't she?
Yesterday, a guest came to the Ginger Cat alone and ordered a White Horse whiskey, and by the look of it, you also appear to be fond of this brand.
Yes, it's a good whiskey and not cheap. I only drink it on special occasions. Or tragic ones.
I understand. Do you know what Betty's plans were yesterday evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Oh.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No. I often take work home with me.
Therefore, you have no alibi, Mr. Fraser?
That's right. But that doesn't make me a murderer, Mr. Poirot.
Murderer?
I would like you to leave now, please.
Murderer?
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, he's all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Ei se on murhaaja. Eikä siis ei missä tapauksessa ei murhaaja. Did Donald have motivated Betty's murder? Jealousy. Do not have alibi. He does not. Tää on liian nopea tuo viimeinen, se häviää sitä aina. Crime scenes.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene. The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Nyt on molemmat ruuvit. Niin. Change.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
But why?
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Go back to London. Siihen varmaan saadaan tämä seikkailu päätettyä. Taksi. Juoksi, juoksi.
Koirot ei juokse.
Ne vielä lihava juoksi.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Japp has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Seuraava kirja.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC.
Mutta onko se vaan 3 murhaa sitten?
Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
Eikö me... Tähän tämä keskeytetään ja jatketaan tässä sitten joku toinen päivä. Greet? Yes, please. Ihan hauska pelihän tuo oli.